Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, the BitBoy. Today I want to talk about a video that so many people have been requesting from me. Everybody's asked me, make a video on how to cash out in the bull market. So today I have decided to finally do that. And the question is why? Why has the BitBoy came and decided to tell you when to take profits in this bull run? Well, simply because I finally figured it out. I finally figured out exactly what I should be telling you guys. And I do have this handy dandy selfie stick now. I've always held it in my hands, and this time I'm okay. Anyways, guys, now I'm trying to figure it out. Okay, here we go. So here's the thing. Okay, Bitcoin, in my opinion, the range that is going to is $140,000 to $160,000, with actually $140,000 being the target. Doesn't mean it's not going to overshoot the target or not quite hit the target, but $140,000 is the institutional target. How do we know that? We can see articles by little carrier pigeons like State Street, the bank. State Street is owned by the Both Children family, or it's directly connected, and it's a mouthpiece for them. A lot of these people are. The Guggenheim partners, right? Scott Minerd, he's dead, but Guggenheim's still around. These guys, watch for these articles about them, from analysts, maybe from Bloomberg. You're going to see the $140,000 number said so much. Why is that such a big number? Well, number one, it's twice the last all-time high of Bitcoin, right? And in addition to that, not only is it the all-time high of Bitcoin doubled, also from where we hit the low at $48,000, okay, that would put us, let's see, the low was $48,000 in 600. We're gonna call it 48. So 2 times 48 would be 96. 3 times 48 would be $144,000. I believe that's right. You can check that math. I think that's correct. But anyways, I digress. The point is it's close. It's close to that number. Now, from the bottom of this market, it's a 3x. From the top of the last market, it's a 2x. And you can look for the Bitcoin market cap to go somewhere between, I don't know, $5 and $8 billion, right? Wait, sorry, $5 and $8 trillion, that is. And so the point is, when you're looking at these numbers and you're trying to figure out where you should be taking profits, I mean, look, obviously, guys, when we pass $100,000, you should probably take about 20% off the table. That's my opinion, because not only, this serves two purposes. Number one purpose is you're taking some money out at a number where a psychological barrier is going to exist, and it might not crack that number, okay? I think it's going to, but it might not. $100,000 is, and when I say crack it, I mean crack it and hold it, not necessarily zoom past it and come down. And so when you look at that number and you look at $100,000 and you're taking 20% off the table, that means that if it does dip down after that and recoil, you could reallocate some of that money. But remember, when you take profits off, you don't want to put all your profits back in, because that's not actually taking profits, right? Remember that. Okay, so there you go. Next. Now, what do we do next? We took 20% off the table. We might reload a little bit. Next, if the Bitcoin price gets to $120,000, you should be getting very nervous. You should be getting scared when it hits $120,000. That's a big number. That's the number that was supposedly the target for the last bull run that didn't hit. So you should get very nervous when Bitcoin starts saying $120,000. I would propose you should take between 30 and 50% off the table when it hits $120,000. That would be my suggestion, between 30 to 50% off the table, because I believe after Bitcoin hits $120,000, it's going to be a short trip probably to that $140,000 range. If you blink, you're going to miss it. This could all happen in 1 week's time. In 1 week's time, Bitcoin could pierce 120, go to 140, and then come all the way back down to 100. It can do that. We've seen those numbers percentage-wise before. Now the money is bigger and the overall market cap is bigger and things like that. So yada, yada, yada. Okay, so when the Bitcoin price hits $130,000, oh man, you should be clenching that bunghole. Where's Beavis when you need him? Okay, you should be clenching that bunghole. You should be saying, I gotta get this money out of here. That's what you should be saying. What you're gonna be saying is, Tommy George of Crypto RLS, how high is it gonna go? $250,000. Not making fun of George. I think I like George. I think George is okay. I do think. I'm not positive, but I think George is okay. I think he's not necessarily been my best friend, but I think George isn't my enemy. So, anyways, I digress. But the point is, everybody's going to be talking. Rand's going if Rand's not under arrest, or in trouble with the SEC, Rand is going to be talking about $700,000 Bitcoin is never going to go down. It's oh, it's going to go up. Hold up my toothpick arm. That's what they're going to do. That's what he's going to say. He's going to say, just like he did in the last bull market in November when I was on his channel and I told him that the bull market or the bear market was coming in November of 2021. You know what Rand told me? Him and Kyle Chasse. Kyle, I know where you are and what you're doing. The point is, Rand and Kyle Chasse literally on Crypto Banter on a live stream with me said there was never going to be another bear market. It was only up for Bitcoin from that point. That was November of 2021. You guys think about that. Same month I argued with Pomp, but I digress. Okay, so when it hits $130,000, you should be clinching. You should be taking almost all your money off the table. I think if you take all your money off the table at $130,000, I'm not going to fault you for it. I'm not going to fault you at all. When that Bitcoin hits $140,000, you better only have 10% of your money back in. Or in. That's it. You should have 10% of what you started with, maybe, still in if it hits 140. Because it isn't, look, it could go a little bit higher than that. There's no reason. It's not going to go up and hold. There's no way. So that's my plan. That's what I suggest. That's what I would be telling the Bit Squad to do. How you should manage taking profits based on Bitcoin, right? Now, the last caveat that I will add to this, and I will say, is the way that you handle altcoins should be slightly different than the way you handle Bitcoin. But of course, I understand you're making your whole portfolio based on what Bitcoin's going to do, right? So me talking about these points that Bitcoin is going to hit and where you should be taking stuff off the table, remember that altcoins may still run for a few weeks to a month after Bitcoin hits the top. So you guys are going to be in the know because you guys are going to know when Bitcoin hits $120,000 to $130,000, and I believe that it will if you haven't taken everything off the table and the market's still looking good. Well, my friends, you need to make sure that you have allocated all of your resources properly during this time, but you need to be able to pull those altcoins off the table too, because son, they're going to rip. And when they do, you're going to feel like they have no top. And that's always when you get screwed. When you start thinking, man, I think it's going to go up forever, take it off the table, period. It's always good advice, 100% of the time. Even if it doesn't work out correctly one time and you miss some gains, all the gains that you will get back from following that rule time after time after time, just like buy the rumor, sell the news, that will benefit you greatly in your portfolio. So I want to know from the Bit Squad guys, what are you guys doing? How are you guys handling your portfolios? Make sure to drop those down below. Let me know. Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think the Bitcoin is going to go much, much, much higher? Or do you think it's not even going to hit $100,000? Make sure to drop all your predictions down below. Make sure to join our Discord server. We've got a link down below. That's all I got. Be blessed. BitBoy out.